Guys, now we're going to work with another type of variable here, okay? Which is the analog variable, so to speak. Let's understand which elements we use to work with this variable and how we can use it here in the program. First step, we are going to come here on HMI tags, default tag table. Here I'm going to create a tag that I'm going to call analog. This variable here, guys, I'm going to say that it is of the integer type. What is a variable of type int? A variable of type int, it stores memory space of 2 raised to 16, that is, 16 bits. In fact, it stores 16 bits of space and memory, and I can store a value in this variable here, 2 raised to 16 values, that is, from 0 to 65,536 if it is an unsigned int, which is the case here if it is a signed int, so it will take a negative value and a positive value. So I go from negative 32,768 to 32,767.
1767.
And that. So this is an integer type variable. Beauty stores integer values 12,345. Let's work with on top of it to make our screen. So come here on the foot screen toolbox screen here in personal toolbox, come here in elements. We are going to select now this object here, which is the slider, the personal slider. I can attach the integer type variable to it here, and when I change this slider, it changes the value of my variable. So I will click here properties, come here in general process tag. I will put the analog scale value here, personal. It goes here. In this case I am working from 0 to 100, but I can go from 0 to 200. For example, it changes the scale up there. Beauty. And to show the analog value, where do I go? I come here in toolbox. I'm going to get this guy here, the bar. I put the bar here. I'm going to attach the bar, a variable 2. So 2 clicks on it. I'm going to the property, process tag. I'm going to put analog here. Show. Come here, simulate, start simulation now. By varying my slider here, I change the value of that analog variable that I created. Consequently, I change my bar object there, which is also associated with this analog variable. Beauty. Here, guys, I have this tag for maximum and tag for minimum would be the following. Let's assume that I want to work with a range limit here, limit, but I want this limit to be dynamic. Then at a certain moment it will be 100, at a certain moment it will be 150. How do I do that? I'm going to attach a variable to this maximum tag. So, suppose I would create a tag here, right? It would be a maximum value tag. Integer type. So let's say I have the variable the maximum value. Here I can quote the value of this variable. I come here in values. I will put 200 here. So it's her initial value of 200. Now I go back to my object and I'm going to talk to the maximum value now. It will assume this variable here. Here maximum value.
Vamos executar.
Let's run. Look, now there's my element here slider. It assumed the value 200, which is the value of the maximum variable. So I can dynamically change my scale through a variable. Look what happens here. My slider also shows the value of the analog variable, like here on my slider it's going up to 200. Look what's happening here in the bar. The maximum it goes is up to 100. Then it indicates with this arrow here that it went beyond my object's range. Beauty?